What's shaking, everybody? Name's Dez. This is my man Weston. What's happening? And welcome to Doubleudee4D or Doubleudee4D Games, if that's what you want to call it. We're just going to be talking about some of our favorite games. We're just getting started. Doing a podcast. Love video games. Personally, myself. Weston feels the same way.
That's all I do.
That's all he does. That's what he said. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start streaming, I think, what is it, Layers of Fear 2?
Layers of Fear 2.
It's
the first game.
Yeah. I ain't never played that.
I hate scary games, man.
Yeah, well,
I hate scary games.
I'm a punk. I'm a super punk when it comes to, like...
Can't do scary. I can't even watch horror movies, bro.
Yeah, like, I think... I was dating a girl in high school, and we tried to watch... I'm blanking on the movie. But something happens every time at 3:15. And like I remember trying to be cool, and like I'm like covering myself over the with the blanket.
Dude.
Yo, I was like mad embarrassed.
I can't do it.
I was mad embarrassed.
All right. So Layers of Fear 1 is basically, I don't remember it.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about it.
Exactly.
So you gotta tell me before we start playing.
But basically, like you're some sort of like artist, I think.
Yeah.
In this house, and you kind of like. The objective is to find like there's like a blank painting.
Yeah.
And the objective is to find all the pieces to complete that painting and kind of find out who you are. And you're going through this big ass mansion, right? And there's like different like floors that you have to go to, and then it's like something going on with your daughter and stuff like that. And it's basically just like a walkthrough game where you're controlling him, obviously, and I think there's a few puzzles, if I'm not mistaken.
Action.
Yeah, it's not really, like, responsive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you just kind of walk through, and, like, things are happening, and stuff pops out at you, and, like, you just gotta figure out who you are, really, I guess.
Is it like that game with the dude who had the shovel, who, like, murdered his family, and he's like, you're in his house. Do you ever... Was that with you when we looked that up? Like,
I have no idea, bro.
We were at, like, Lex and... Al's, it was like a game we're trying to play, and we're watching how like the guy like he killed his family, and he has like a shovel, and like, you're like a kid in the neighborhood, you know, try to.
That's a game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's mad nuts, and like he like lost his family, or something crazy like that. I don't know. It's kind of dark, but yeah. So cool. I'm probably gonna be scared, and you guys will probably see me be scared.
Oh, I lose my mind. I don't handle fear well, bro.
I couldn't play Resident Evil 4. A lot of people are like, Resident Evil 4 is not that bad. My buddy Sammy, if you're watching this, I did sell that game. I never told you that. But I did straight up sell that game. I didn't mean to confess that on camera. But whatever. So yeah, my buddy Sammy bought me Resident Evil 4 for a GameCube. And I couldn't beat the first level because it's like you'd be walking and the zombie would come down the path and then I'd turn around. And that's like a wave of zombies, and all I have is a pistol, and I don't know, man. I would be scared. Like
that game is like all around like awarded like as one of the best games.
Yo, that's why he got it for me.
Capcom ever put out.
That's why he got it for me. He was like, "Yo, man, dude, you love this game," and I was like, "All right, bet." And I was like, "Cool." And I think the next time I saw him, he's like, "Yo, how's the game?" I was like, "Oh man, I loved it." By that point, I had already sold it.
No, yeah, that's.
It was kind of bad, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Like, my buddies had Resident Evil Code Veronica, I think, too, for the Wii. And even then, like, I'd be like in the back, like, on the bed, kind of like, they're like, yo, you want to play? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good.
It's hard to think about being scared about anything on the Wii, bro.
Yo.
You're playing the Wii.
Well,
what is scary about playing anything?
The Wii isn't itself scary, obviously. But, nah, bro, like, I don't know, it's just something about zombies. I hate zombies. Man. Like,
it's that feeling of, like...
Yeah,
they're always like right behind you. They're right there.
That was slow, and I don't know. I feel like it's dumb.
Resident Evil 5 was good though.
I heard it was.
We talked about it. We said it's like a lot more action.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more like actually being good at a shooter as opposed to like just a straight up horror game.
Yo, like, yeah, I kind of remember that, and I do remember feeling better playing it.
Mm-hmm. Especially because it was with somebody too.
Right.
You could always have co-op.
Right, and I think that did help. Like, it made me feel safe.
Even if it was like the computer as the co-op,
nah, bro.
I was good.
I mean, that does change it a little bit. That is true.
Yeah.
As opposed to like if you're playing a game by yourself and it's literally like just you.
Yeah.
Like at least you like, yo, I got the AI. Like somehow it's weird like how mentally that like changes the dynamic of the game you're playing.
A little bit, but it doesn't do much. Yeah. So horror games.
That was horror games.
0 out of 10. I don't do them. Don't recommend them.
We're gonna do them for you guys.
Good content. I'm gonna be scared shitless.
Hopefully you see some funny reaction. I'm from Baltimore too, by the way. I put the T in it because my mom might watch this. I didn't say Baltimore. Technically, people be like, "You from the county?" So I'm from Baltimore County. For those who care. But anyway, like I don't know. You think being from a place like Baltimore is great? You know, be like, yo, you scared of horror games? Man, ask any black dude. Straight up. Ask any black dude about zombies, all that kind of stuff.
Damn, we're drawing the race card already.
Yeah.
Straight up the chute.
Chill out, man. But nah, like, you would think, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, we get scared too. We get scared too.
All right. What is the first game you remember playing? Like, I guess, like, game, not like Tetris or like...
Yo, Tetris counts, man.
Well, but that's not like a investment. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just
like story game, I guess.
The first story game, because technically the first game I played was Super Mario. I guess you could say Mario has a story. It's just like, yo, your princess is in another castle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know why I said that. But yo, it was the first Mario game.
I guess I remember playing Super Nintendo too.
Yeah, I had it on like the original NES stuff, like because Super Nintendo was probably like Super Mario World. I played a lot of that as a kid. The very first game.
You talking about like the big cartridges, right?
Yeah,
with the flap, right?
Yeah, the original NES. I think
my grandpa had like that and like Duck Hunt that came.
That was another one. My brother broke Duck Hunt. Like he pulled it off the thing because he was mad because that dog is annoying.
You owe us a Duck Hunt. Brother.
Yo. Yeah, Dev, you owe me a Duck Hunt. Never forget that, bro.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, Super Mario Brothers, it was cool. It was kind of what got me into gaming. I don't know, I was pretty good at it. I was probably trash looking back because I was a kid. And so I probably didn't have much coordination. But I do remember, like, at least making it to World 2. And remember, like, the warp pipe shortcuts and all that kind of stuff. And so, I don't know, that kind of started my love for games. What about you, man?
I guess I played like SNES and like Donkey Kong maybe.
Oh yeah, Donkey Kong SNES was cool.
Donkey Kong Country, I guess.
Donkey Kong Country,
yep.
Yep.
But I think like what I put like the most time into is like Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation.
Oh, the first one?
That was like all we played.
Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like my dad would play it, my brother would play it, and then like I played through it probably 50 times. Yeah. That and the second one, but like I guess that's like the like my first like investment in a game where I was like legitimately concerned, like spent time thinking about this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. I think I played Metal Gear Solid. Is Sons of Liberty the first one or the second one?
Second one.
The second one. So I think that's the one I played. It was Sons of Liberty. My brother had it on Play. I think that was also on PlayStation.
Yeah. That's how much. Look at Foxhound.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
It is on there.
I am invested, son.
Deep, man.
That's got to be my favorite series. Although Kojima's just a weirdo, man.
Oh, Hideo Kojima.
Like just probably not him, but like just the subtle little things that he used to put in games.
Yo, like,
or still does.
Like back in the day, like this was big for a lot of people. I actually didn't know about this until I guess a friend of mine told me. It's like if you fight. What's the boss that you fight and you have to switch it out? Like if you...
Oh, Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, Psycho Mantis.
Yeah. You got to put it in the controller in the other slot to be able to damage him.
And so back in the day, like, we're not old, but it's like, nowadays, like most of the time you can look stuff up online or whatever and you can figure out, like, oh, somebody will tell you or spoil it, like on YouTube or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even then, like, I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 in like 2 years, I guess.
We had to like figure that out though.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, it was like, or it was like word of mouth. Like,
yeah.
You have a friend that's like, yo, I was playing, and then I put the controller in port 2, and you're like, yo, what? Like, that's how you do it?
Impressive though, right? Like the fact that he had that, like, that type of weirdness where he'll catch you off guard with something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember GameFAQs.com. You remember that?
Yeah, GameFAQs and Super Cheats.
Yo, and that's how I also used to get my info back in the day. It was
walkthroughs, all the walkthroughs.
Just walls of text, and you just like scrolling through, like, yo, man.
Oh, man.
I'd say like for me, if you said your favorite series is probably Metal Gear Solid, I'd probably say my favorite series. Series
kind of fell into that.
Series is how it turns out. But yeah, my favorite series. I could easily say Mario. Like again, Mario is kind of what started it all for me. Like I don't know, I'm a sucker for for Super Mario.
See, I get it, but I guess maybe I'm just like terrible at Mario, so I can never actually beat the fucking game.
I never beat the first Mario.
Really?
I got to World 8-4 and kept dying. Like I had it on. I got the Super Mario on Game Boy Advance. Like they did a remaster or remake or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't use any of the warp pipe shortcuts. Got to World 8-4 and just couldn't beat.
Is that a big thing? Like shortcuts in that game?
So in the first game, when you get to the second level, you can jump up like real high, like above the level, and then it's like a secret like warp pipe zone, which basically warps you to like world. I think the selection's like world. The next world, which is like World 3, then it's like World 5, and then like World 6. I don't remember. Like somebody out there who probably knows off the top of the back of their hand or whatever. But yeah, I do remember intentionally not taking the shortcut, and I got real good at Mario, like platforming and stuff.
Yeah, platformers. I'm not.
Yeah, like I think that's why I got good. Like timing the jumps, like you just hold the B button the whole way through and kind of speed through.
Yeah.
But my favorite game of all time is probably Beautiful Joe.
Whoa, I remember that game.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe.
It's pretty hard, actually.
It
right?
is.
They didn't make it easy.
It is pretty hard. And I thought it was a different game. I remember going to Sam's Club with my mom and playing some game, and then Beautiful Joe came out, and I thought it was the same game. Totally different game.
A little different. Yeah.
But I was definitely caught off guard. Like, just his powers and stuff like that. Like, if you've never played Beautiful Joe, try it. Like,
Great game.
It's super dope. The art style is really cool. A lot of platforming, interesting boss fights, good music.
Music was insane.
Yeah, like anything you can think of, I think Beautiful Joe has it. I think it's super underrated. Like a lot of people like Beautiful Joe 2. I don't like Beautiful Joe 2 as much.
The second one?
I don't. Yeah, like I think.
I don't know if I played the second one.
Yeah,
I remember playing the first one.
It was cool, but I felt like one just was like can't be beat. Like I had the one on DS too, like Double Trouble, with like the DS touchscreen powers. That was, you know. Yeah. Hopefully they make a Beautiful Joe 3. So someday.
Have they remastered any of them?
No, because they were supposed to finish. So there was only I think 4 Beautiful Joe games that came out. So the first one, the second one, Double Trouble for the DS, and then Red Hot Rumble, which was like kind of like Smash Brothers with Beautiful Joe characters.
Damn, dude, Beautiful Joe went deep though.
Yo,
I was only aware of the first 2.
Yo, yeah.
I guess there's only 2 more, but I mean, still,
But the main story they were supposed to complete, but I think Clover Studios, which I think was, I don't know, like the publishing house, and I might be using the wrong term or whatever, for the game, like they disbanded into another team or whatever. And so basically, like the third proper Beautiful Joe game was never made. And so he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's in Marvel vs. Capcom. He's in I think he's in all the new ones. Like
technically from platformer.
3. Technically, I think it's like an action adventure platformer. I guess
because it's the side scroller, right?
It is a side scroller.
Technically, but there's like more puzzles to it. And
yeah. And sometimes the camera will spin around and stuff, and kind of but in limited sections or whatever. But I think the action to me is what made the game crazy. It's like and the way he interacts with the world. So
why we like games? Who doesn't like games?
Right.
Why wouldn't you like games?
Yo, my fiance doesn't play a whole bunch of games.
Kara hates games.
But she plays them, though.
Yeah. My fiance likes Harvest Moon games. And pretty much that set thing.
Not gonna lie, bro.
She likes Tomb Raider, too.
I played a lot of Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, bro.
Yeah. I was all excited. I was all excited because I saw the Animal Crossing release for Switch. And I was like, this will be our excuse to finally get a Switch, right? Kara, look it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I never played that. I was like, really?
Oh, my.
I was like, oh, you played Harvest Moon.
Yo, Harvest Moon was the truth, man.
Just growing them crops, son.
Pick Nami, man. I used to pick Nami to be my wife every time. The girl with the red hair.
You marry people in that game and all that?
Yeah, pick Nami.
Like Stardew Valley is like the same thing, but it's like 8-bit, I guess.
Yeah.
She messes with that heavy.
Bro, I was all about those simulation slice of life games. I used to play a lot of Sims too.
Yeah. Experience with horror games, a couple favorites. We kind of went through that. Off the dome, top 3, I guess.
Top 3. I just talked now a lot, so man, you go ahead. What's top 3 games off the top of your dome? I know it's hard, but first 3 games you think of.
I spent a lot of time. I don't know. Oh, here's a good 3. This is a good 3. If we're going top 5, it might be higher, but I'll put this.
I might let you slide 2 in there, depending on how I feel. Might let you slide 2.
Baldur's Gate. You ever play Baldur's Gate?
I've never played it.
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. So I think why I liked it so much is because it was like one of those games that me and my stepmom would grind 8-9 hours on that game in one weekend or in one day on a weekend or something like that. And maybe I have such an attachment to it because of like PS2.
PS2.
Yeah. Such an attachment to it just because like it was the one game that I got involved with my parents and they weren't like just get off that game blah 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 blah. By the way, Mom and Dad, this might pay off, so you should let me play more video games.
I feel the same way.
That's for you,
parents.
You can edit that out. So but yeah, I guess maybe it was just because we got to play together, and my stepmom would always get so mad at me because I just want to kill shit. Get to the boss, fight, and then go to the next area.
Right.
She would want to explore because like the map wasn't like that. It was like the bottom right map or whatever, and it would be dark in the places you haven't been to. So she would want to highlight all the all the map
before she
goes. And I'd be like, let's go, and like you played on the same screen, right? It wasn't split screen.
How do you leave a game to get the map incomplete, bro?
Dude, I was 13 years old. What do you want I want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
So the camera would follow both of you, but if you got too far away, it would like not move toward one way. So we'd always be fighting to move the camera. But also like for PS2, like you could get pretty in depth with like the talent tree and stuff like that too.
So you got Baldur's Gate, boom.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate
1 and 2. I guess
you need to remake that, by the way.
If you have to pick 2 or 1. Which one are you going for?
I think 2, just because the first one was good, but we would always go back and forth from 1 and 2.
Right.
And 2 to going from playing 2 going back to the first one was kind of like everything felt a little more like tough, stiff. So they kind of loosened it in the second one, and they had more options for I think more races and classes. I think in the next one.
So it's like races. You want to pick.
It's an RPG, bro. It's an RPG.
Nah, games used to do that, man. Never had the right hair for black people, man. Cut that out.
Well, I mean that's probably true.
Cut that out, man.
Number 2. I'm not gonna include Metal Gear Solid in this because that's just my given.
All right.
2 would be. I'm trying to think what other games that I spent a lot of time on.
Bro, no, it's not easy.
It's not. I mean, I played so many just countless hours of video games.
I'm thinking as you thinking what am I gonna say?
I really I was super into RPG. Oh, I know. Number 2, Skate.
Skate?
EA Skate, bro.
Oh, really?
Amazing. The first one.
I never played it. That's another one I haven't played.
I put so much time into that. I was super into skateboarding and stuff when I was...
So better than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh my god, Skate was it. Skate was the skate game.
Okay.
Dude, you could make your own lines, all the, you're flipping with everything. Dude, it was the whole series of Skate, really.
So, alright, second favorite game. You said you could pick your lines and
Oh, yeah. You just skate the city. Wherever you want to go. I literally just spent hours, free skating. Just doing whatever.
So, how you have to explain to me I haven't played it. So, if anybody loves Skate, don't come at me.
Oh, everybody's itching for a Skate 4, too, by the way. I think they have 3 Skate games.
Yeah.
They just got better and better and better. I just spent the most time with Skate, the first one.
How is it better than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, bro?
What, are you kidding? Okay.
I just don't know. I don't know. I haven't played it.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, is a button mashing game.
Yeah, that's true.
You button mash.
That's very true.
And you do a bunch of crazy shit with a bunch of pro skaters who or like Tony Hawk Underground, or blah, blah, blah. I feel like they just use Tony Hawk. Like, he's not, like, he's a really good skater. Like, he's a legend. And a pioneer of the sport, 100%. But he did, like, competitions. You know what I mean? He wasn't out in the streets doing all this stuff. Or, like, all the Jackass dudes were, like, that whole crew was, like
Steve-O and those dudes.
Steve-O and Bam. And, like, they were pros, but, like, they were in the shit. You know what I mean? Like, they were doing it. But, I mean, I don't know. Just great games. They're just really well made. Something EA did right for once.
Yeah, I was going to say, you giving EA a shout out is...
I mean, not them personally, because they've been shitting the bed, but...
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I just put a lot of time into it. I would literally... Okay, so, Xbox 360, did you have one?
I didn't have a 360, but I had all Nintendo systems and all Sony systems. All my friends usually had Xbox.
Yeah. So I never really had, like, online when I had Xbox 360, but I would just, like, put on, like, they had the music player. I would just put on that and skate. So I was literally skating, dude. I was, like, in my own little world. Like, I had video game chair. I would just stay up till, like, 3 in the morning,
to
dude.
The game? Is like
but I beat it countless times, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I don't know. It was just really well put together and a lot of fun to just mess around on, I guess.
Says, dang, bro. Okay, skate. So maybe I'll check it out.
It's great. We can do a playthrough of that too.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
I'd probably be trash though, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I love games.
It's all good.
Eyes itching.
Number one. Man. Well, I don't.
I mean, it doesn't have to be number one. It's just
top 3 games that come to my head. Baldur's Gate. Skate, and I did play a lot of Beautiful Joe back in the day.
Yo, let's go,
but,
BJ.
God, I don't know. I guess. Gears of War, man.
Gears, all right.
Gears is fantastic.
Gears was cool.
My friend ran me was like, "You ever played Gears of War?" And I was like, "No, I never played them." Yeah. And so we literally spent like a week, right, just going through 1, 2, and 3.
Yo, you can marathon that.
And dude, the story is like it's like a movie. Dude.
Yo, it is.
I mean, it is a movie, but it's a game. But like,
dumb Marcus Phoenix.
Dude, character development is insane. Like, there's like twists and like, it's not like the simple like all the Call of Duties are like the same. You just fighting enemies, get into the thing, fighting enemies, get to the end of the level or whatever. You get legitimately invested. Like, I cried at the end of Gears 3.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah, if you don't see what happens to Dom.
Oh man, it's rough, bro. It's so sad.
It is sad.
It's so real too. Really, have you played all of them?
Yeah, actually, I have. I don't know if I completely played through all of them, but I know enough about them, and I've definitely played all the way through 3. I feel like I've played all the way through 2, and I've seen and played bits and pieces. I think of the first one, and then there was one that came out after 3, right?
4, Gears 4. Me and Kara actually played through 4, and she's just running around not knowing what to do the whole time. But we got through it, and the storyline in that is also great, man. Yeah. Just announced Gears 5 too.
Dang.
So, I mean,
Gears is the truth though. Like, especially as a person who wasn't real big into Xbox.
Yeah. I wasn't even that big into shooters.
Yeah, I'm still not super big into shooters, but I do remember there was this particular, I guess it was winter. It was for people who are watching, like, if you're on the East Coast, like a few years ago, it was like a crazy blizzard in like Philly. And I remember, like, I was at Temple at the time, and my boy, we lived in like North Philly, and it was like super, like, dumb cold outside. And so, like, we ended up having a day off, and so we just played through Gears 3, like, from, I think, the beginning of the day to like the end of the day. I think we were out for 2 days, so maybe it was like part of one day and then all day the next day.
You could probably run through it in one day. But that'd be like grinding.
We were just like running through it. So I did really enjoy Gears. I don't know. And I definitely played that more than I played Halo. Like, a lot of people were like,
I was not a Halo dude.
Yeah, a lot of people were real into Halo. And I mean, my boys played it. They had like mics and the whole setup, and they'd get on and play with each other or whatever. But I didn't have an Xbox, but 2, I don't know. Like, I have played through, I think, Halo. What's the one with like Cortana is in it?
Dude, I couldn't tell you.
Dang. I might be 3.
I maybe played through the first Halo on the original Xbox.
My boy Ricky had it on the original Xbox.
That was a great game.
Yeah, the first Halo was nuts.
See, I never got into online gaming or like competitive anything until I was out of the house on my own.
Yeah.
Because my dad just would like,
no
online,
yeah.
no, I'm not going to let you hook that up to the internet,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Which is funny because when I first got WoW, I installed 5 discs worth of...
Yo, parents don't know the dip, like... They can't see, like, oh, you put the disc in,
yeah.
installing something. It's like,
oh, like, you put 5 discs worth of memory on my computer, blah, blah, and then they played WoW more than I did.
Yeah.
Unreal. But, yeah, he just wouldn't... I wasn't on the internet with video games until I was legitimately, like, out of the house on my own.
Yeah.
And just setting up stuff by myself. But, yeah, Gears is the truth, man. You're right.
Gears was dope.
All right, top 3 off the dome.
Ooh, all right. If I leave Joe out of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Life is beautiful. I forget how to do it. That's not the beautiful Joe symbol.
Was that a shocker?
I think that's what just happened.
Yeah,
I don't think that was the beautiful Joe symbol.
We do not endorse the shocker.
No, it's this. It's this. I don't. Yeah, sorry, but
that's rough.
I feel like that was a rough one. I feel like off the top, I'm gonna go Battletoads and Double Dragon for Sega Genesis.
Oh my god!
A lot of y'all watch this like, what's a Sega Genesis?
Old school, son.
Yeah, man.
I never had anything Sega.
Nah, so I have a brother who's 4 years older than me. I have the oldest brother. I guess that's how you say that. But my technically the brother I grew up with in my family, the middle brother, he had a Sega Genesis, and so when I was a kid, to me, it was just such a dope game because, you know, when your little brother, like your brother's like, yo, get out of my room. Like, yo, shut up, you're dumb, whatever, you don't know anything.
Punch you in the face.
What's up? What's up? And so that was kind of one of the first games that he let me play with him. And I was garbage at the time, so I always would die on like level 2.
You talking Battletoads?
Yeah, so it's Battletoads and Double Dragon, so it's like, you know, Double Dragon is its own series, and Battletoads is its own series. Yeah. But they did a like mashup.
They did a
crossover game.
How did I not know that?
Yo, it's like one of the at least.
That's amazing.
It's like one of the first crossover games. I'm pretty sure this is an accurate statement. Somebody can check me if I'm wrong. It's like one of the first crossover games between like 2 major titles like ever made. Like,
has anyone done anything like that since?
I mean, I think you've seen stuff like they did like a.
Other than
Tekken,
like fighting games.
Yeah, Tekken X Street Fighter was one, even though
or Marvel Capcom.
Marvel Capcom.
But not like...
Yeah, like for like a platformer or like really... It was
even a story game with
like
cross?
Yeah, it was like a scroller. It was like a 2D side scroller. It was a beat 'em up, really. Like kind of in the similar style of like Battletoads or Double Dragon, but just put together. And so, you know, I never really played a lot of Battletoads, even though that motorbike level is trash. It's super hard.
Yeah,
I have played
sucked.
that. And then the original Double Dragon, I tried to play the other day at an arcade, and I was like, bro, this game is boring. Like, but Battletoads and Double Dragon, to me, like, although it wasn't as hard as Battletoads, and I don't think it was as slow as Double Dragon, I feel like it struck, like, the perfect kind of balance. And, like, they released it on, like, a bunch of different consoles. I think it came out on the NES, the SNES, the Genesis, and I think that might have just been those 3. But the Genesis, to me, was the best version just because... The SNES version, the graphics were better because the Super Nintendo had better graphics probably than you could say the Sega Genesis. Yeah. But they didn't have.
You can call that graphics.
Yeah, if you can call it, like, yo, the sprites had some jump to them, man.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing was like, it was just that, like in the Genesis version, there was like they had crazy facial expressions, like one of the Battletoads, his jaw would drop and he'd be like pointing at the screen or whatever. And the other thing I didn't really like about the SNES version was they cut a lot of the music. So the NES version had all the right tracks and stuff in it, but the SNES version didn't. So like where there was like supposed to be certain music that you kind of got used to, it was just like a loop track. And even though they might have used like real instruments, I think it's like sounded more like real instrumentation than like opposed to the Genesis. Like. Right. I don't know, like just you missing certain tracks and stuff just made Genesis the better version to me.
It's crazy how much like music and like just sound effects in game affects it.
It
makes it totally different.
It literally makes me feel like the SNES version is a much different game in the Genesis version. And so some people say it's crazy. I've never been able to beat the SNES version. I think it's a little harder. Because there's some of the tricks and stuff that I got familiar with in Genesis. So like, long story short, my brother and I used to play the game a lot. He got older and started doing other stuff. He stopped playing it, so I've actually never beat the game with anybody. Like, it's been like, I tell Ashley all the time, that's my fiance, like, my dream is to one day beat Battletoads and Double Dragon with a person. Because my buddy Dewan and I used to play it all the time, like on SNES, but I think we never made it past level 5 together. I think there's...
Is it just that hard?
Level. No, the game is hard. It's easier than Battletoads for sure.
Right.
But, like, you have to, like... It's easier, I feel like, to play through by yourself. It's easier with one of the Lee twins with the Double Dragon or whatever, like, as opposed to one of the Battletoads.
Right.
But, like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's easier to play by yourself because you don't have to share resources. So, like, somebody's really bad, like, you have to share a lot of the resources with that person. Right, and the game's hard enough to where, like, you're gonna lose some lives. Like, and there's some kind of, old games, like, sometimes have a bit of unfairness to them, like, inherently kind of built in, like, it's just hard to be hard, like, and so, like, yeah, man, like, I don't know, like, I feel like when I played by myself, like, I knew how to save my resources. Like, I always die a lot on level 4. It's like the space level. It's like, it's the worst level in the game, and it has the worst music in the game.
Through that too, man. That's another playthrough.
Yeah, I'm down, and but yeah, like, I always lose like 10 lives on level 4. at like bare minimum, I'm gonna lose at least 10. So I'd stockpile lives until I got to that point, and then once I got past level 4, it was probably like all downhill from there. Like, it's easier. The first 3 levels are pretty easy. Level 4 is garbage, especially on the SNES. So yeah, that's Battletoads and Double Dragon. Super crazy crossover game. They just re-released that they're making a new Battletoads or whatever for.
Really?
Yeah,
so like a remaster?
Like E3, they're bringing them back, but a lot of people complain about the art style, and like they feel like it's I don't know, like kind of the animation style today, where like some of the characters, like, they're really colorful, but they're kind of like blocky or whatever. A lot of people complain about the art style. Yeah. Like, it's too much like
almost like Borderlands, like kind of.
Not like Borderlands. Like, if you ever seen like a new Nickelodeon show, like a new Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, just like
kind of that colorful, way animated, And so a lot of people were like,
it's like over animated.
Yeah, like, not a fan. I don't know how I feel because, again, like, I didn't play the original Battletoads.
Yeah.
Only I did play, like I said, the bike level, which frustrates everybody, and it is like.
I remember that level. Yeah, it's the worst.
It's crazy hard. And then the Battletoads and Double Dragon level, it's not as bad.
Yeah,
it's like there is a bike section, which is cool.
Right.
Number 2. Ooh. Okay, I said Battletoads. I am going to say, I'm going to go with my first Zelda game. I'm going to go with Wind Waker.
I've never beaten a Zelda game. We're like
yo, exact
contrasting.
Yeah, like
I love it though. It's like kind of like an RPG.
Yeah, it's like
kinda, but like
I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I have a Switch. It came out when I was in Japan. Breath of the Wild probably is gonna take.
That is the reason I want a Switch.
I feel like it's gonna take my life away. Like, if I start playing Breath of the Wild. But my first Zelda game, even though I was born when like Legend of Zelda 2, I think Return like Link's Awakening and all that kind of stuff was out.
Is that NES?
Ocarina of Time. I think it's SNES. Link's Awakening. Well, I think it might have come out on.
So I remember seeing a Zelda game. I don't know. It's like the gold background.
Yeah.
With the Zelda on.
I think that's the original. Again, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's OG.
I like Legend of Zelda, but I haven't played some of the original games. I also haven't played like Majora's Mask on N64 or Ocarina of Time. My boy Marcellus used to play those all the time. My first game that I really tried was Wind Waker. And I was blown away. Like, I love Wind Waker.
Is that what your number 2 is, Wind Waker?
Yeah, I'm gonna say number 2 because that's what really kind of got me started in the playing Legend of Zelda. Like, and I definitely want to go back and play some of the other ones. But I've played every Zelda since then, minus again Breath of the Wild. Like, I had Twilight Princess, I had Skyward Sword. A lot of people don't like those. I thought Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess were cool. Didn't like the wolf sections like a lot of people in.
What a legendary franchise.
Yo.
It's just like, it's like literally almost a subculture.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like people are so invested.
So much about Link, Zelda, like Ganon, like the Triforce, all that kind of stuff. And I think I like it. Like, I just never took the time to go back to like play Ocarina of Time. And even though like the game and the action and adventure and the dungeons and stuff hold up well, sometimes it's just hard to look at an N64 game like like.
We tried to play like a GameCube game. That's like it was like she really wanted like Harry Potter Goblet of Fire for GameCube. She's like, I remember being so fun. It was like co-op and blah blah blah. But the old graphics, it's so bad.
Yo,
and then we were like, we can't even play this.
It's hard,
can't even play it.
And I think we're
so spoiled now.
That's kind of a shame. I wish I would have played it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I had an N64.
Because then it would have been like, whoa.
Yo, like,
my God.
Yeah, I remember watching my boy play it and being like, yo, this game is dope. Like, but I just, for whatever reason, it never dawned on me to buy it. So, it kind of my loss. But I think I will still go back and play it someday. Number 3.
Number 1.
I guess that was 3, 2, 1. That's how you count.
Whatever.
You count down. Number 1. I would have probably said Battletoads number 1 if we're gonna rank them, but I guess this isn't in any particular order. I could go Skyrim, and
I was debating Skyrim too.
I want to go Skyrim.
I was debating Skyrim,
but I didn't. I sunk a lot of time into the game, but I didn't own the game. My boy owned the game, and so. If I'm thinking all time, top of my head. Oh, I gotta go.
I guess this is just like top 3 like invested games.
Oh yeah,
off the head. Yeah. Not like our top 3.
I definitely put a lot
of
time in Wind Waker too, because like I couldn't beat it and I stopped playing it for years.
Yeah.
And then I came back. I think I went to Japan. My boy told me one of my buddies told me how he had beat the game, and I was jealous. And I was like, yo, how did he beat the game? And so I came back and beat it. Fishing for the Triforce parts was garbage. Like, I'm glad they took that out, and I think the remaster, they took that. They made it shorter because it was such a pain. Like, you had to like take the boat and rebuild the Triforce, but it was like 16 pieces or something, 8 pieces.
God,
and
you had to fish for them all?
The game is in an ocean. Like, you're like different. There's different islands and stuff, and you sail in between them, and you could teleport and like use like the Wind Waker to like cast spells or whatever and like teleport to a certain area.
Yeah.
But sometimes like you get attacked by like sharks or like something, or another ship would attack you, and like. And you're like, yo, you're trying to like find the spot, but it's not the exact spot. Yo, it was mad frustrating. But I guess I'm gonna go. Yo, people are gonna kill me for this. I'm gonna go the first 3D Dragon Ball Fighter, even though it was in the 2D plane. Dragon Ball GT Final Bout.
How old is that game?
Dragon Ball GT Final Bout came out on PlayStation.
Okay.
Most people hate Dragon Ball GT because like a lot of people feel like Dragon Ball it's Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, then GT was what came after, but the original creator only did a few character designs. He had nothing to do with the story. Okay. So the story kind of just went like off the rails and like got a little unbelievable.
Had nothing to do with the show or anything. Like that.
Yeah, at least not the original, like the way that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were set up. Like GT was just kind of like. Some people love it, and Super Saiyan 4 is dope. But beyond that, like...
I remember playing... I had a Dragon Ball Z game for PS2, but I can't remember
probably
what
Budokai.
it was. Yeah,
probably. Budokai, like, so...
That game was big, right?
Yo,
a lot of people play that.
Budokai 1 through 3, a lot of people still think to this day Dragon Ball 3 Budokai is the best Dragon Ball game ever made. I'm more of a Tenkaichi dude, which was like the 3D kind of like...
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people probably would say now it's the one that just came out.
Dragon Ball
Fighters. But
Fighter Z.
Fighters Z.
Is that what it is?
Fighters. Fighter. I don't even remember.
Is it Fighter Z or Fighters?
I think it's Fighters.
I have no idea.
Because if you say Fighters Z.
Fighters. Yeah, that's what it is.
So, interesting enough, so I do speak some Japanese.
I do not.
Yeah. You wouldn't think I would either, huh? But I lived in Japan, all that kind of stuff. But ironically enough, Dragon Ball GT kind of got me into Japanese, so I like GT kind of for like not the series, the game, for a lot of personal reasons. Like, a lot of what I do is around Japanese. Like I've been going to Japan on and off since I was like a kid. I've lived in Japan at various points, worked for Japanese companies, that whole thing, and it all started really with Dragon Ball GT. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. It really all started with Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. And if you play the game, the controls don't make any sense. There's a lot of things in the game that don't happen in Dragon Ball. Like there's this button where you press it and the person's just stuck and they have to get beat up. Like it's like a mechanic.
Is that Konami game or Bandai?
It was made by Bandai.
Bandai Namco or whatever it is.
It might even been before. I don't know if Bandai.
Is that like
Namco,
a merger?
I think it was a merger. I don't even know if Bandai Namco have always been together. Like
right.
I just remember it definitely was Bandai.
Maybe they just both had like people work on certain games, and that's why it's Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
but yeah, Bandai.
Yeah. But nah, man. Like the game is. Objectively speaking, right, the game is bad because there's like 5 Gokus in the game. There's like 3 Trunkses.
What?
There's a mashup of like.
This is the game you're talking about.
Yeah,
like
some Dragon Ball
favorite
GT characters. Yeah, and some Dragon Ball Z characters, and then there's a lot of key characters missing. Like there's no like Krillin, like Tien.
How are they gonna do that, bro?
Yo, like the game makes no sense. Like,
but it's just fun.
But yeah, I played it. With my brother, it was a lot of fun. And kind of fun fact, like back in the day, we keep saying that, but back in the day,
it's kind of the theme of this, right? Just
right.
kind of where we started,
right? Where we
back
started.
in the day.
Back in the day,
that's gonna be the theme for this. Back in the day.
But for PlayStation, like nowadays, right? Like for most systems, they have like international options, like language options, and so yeah, you can play like a Japanese PS4 game and an American PS4. But back then, like you just couldn't do that. So we had to buy this thing called a converter. It's like a little box that you clipped onto the back of your PS4. I kid you not. You had to buy a spring, and so there was a like a little space in the PlayStation when it opened up for the spring to go. And so you buy the Japanese version of the game. It was a comic book store in the neighborhood
to play the Japanese version.
Called Geppies. Yeah. Eventually they released like an English dub version, but I'm sorry, whoever are the voice actors for this game, yo. I would never say I was involved in that project. You will clean the trash of the earth. It's like, bro, like that kind of level of. I mean, I ain't a voice actor, but I just feel like that's a lot of cheese. And so, like, we were the only people in the neighborhood who had it. There was a comic book store in our neighborhood called Geppies, and we went to the store. We bought the game, and so, I think when the PlayStation would boot up, the converter would cause like a different screen to come up. You take and put the game in, but the spring opens. I think the system would lock or something like that, and so like the spring would pop it open without it stopping like the hard drive from reading the disc or something. And so then you pop the disc in, close it with the spring while the disc was moving,
and then it recognized.
And then it would recognize because like the converter box did something to trick the PS1 into thinking it was a Japanese PlayStation. And so you like close it, pop it in, close the game, use the spring or whatever so that you could spring the game out. Because once the system started, the thing locked. But the spring allowed it to open. And then the game would start in Japanese. And it was like, yo. Like we were the truth in the neighborhood. Like, everybody wanted to play a game.
Why do they make regions for consoles like that? Is there a reason? Or is it a money grab? Yeah, it's for that cash. For that cash. Knock it off, bros. But
I feel like more recently it's been a lot. Nintendo though, like, love Nintendo, but y'all come on, man. Y'all gotta. Because, during that era, there was tons of games that we, like, that kind of started for us, like, importing a lot of games. Not bragging, but, like, a lot of the games that came later, like the Naruto games and stuff like that, like, even after PS1, because we knew about importing games, when PS2 came out, we had something called a Magic Slide, where, like, you could, like, slide this thing out from underneath the PS2 and then put a Japanese game in and play it. Like, for the Wii originally, like, before the blue light came on, you could hit eject, put the disc in real fast, and it would trick the system into thinking it was a Japanese system. And so, like, I feel like just fun stuff like that, like, and playing stuff that people had never heard of or ever seen was cool. But in terms of the game itself, if you play it, you'll be disappointed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Word. So like
we're gonna do horror games.
Horror games is the first segment.
Layers of Fear 2.
Layers of Fear.
Relevant. It just came out. You better watch it.
One. Yeah,
you might want to watch us more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, subscribe.
Yeah,
share.
Is that a thing?
Right?
Like for podcasts, like, comment, subscribe.
I mean, we're gonna put the video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Don't look at me. Whatever.
Like the video.
Like
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Watch our Twitch channel, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. I mean, not maybe. Do it.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe, man.
Nobody's gonna watch this right away, but
yeah, we know. It's cool. We just some random guys and nobody know. I got on zebra pants. He's got on boots and shorts.
Those are bro, don't be talking about that, bro. I took a chance and it did not come out great, all right?
These aren't even my pants. These are my roommate's pants. Which sounds weird to say.
So, we're going to be doing podcasts. We're going to be streaming on top of that. I'm going to call it the Streamcast. We're going to revolutionize this game, son.
Streamcast. Like Dreamcast.
Like, subscribe, share.
Like, comment.
W. Spell it out. Double-D-O-U-B-L-E. U. U-D-E-E-4-D.
Yeah.
Search it. Share it.
Yeah.
Twitch.com.
And if you're in Japan, Yoroshiku! Arigatou. Random Japanese.
That's what he said.
If someone's in there who's watching from Japan.
We're going to go stream and freak out.
All right.